So we come now to the final presentation of the evening, and this is from Jodie from Jenni Beam Consultancy. I think you're going to talk mainly about Marlow Sling Library tonight, or well,
Yeah,
I'll let you.
well, I've got a load of nappies with me, so I can like show them. I always pick up the newborn ones because they're so much cuter. A lot of what I'm kind of doing at the moment as well is breaking down kind of this image of using cloth nappies, because everyone has this kind of thing in their head that you've got this square of disgusting cloth that you've got to boil for 5 hours, and then your baby's bum's going to be like 20 size bigger than every other child. So I always like to show just what I'm actually talking about. So this is a cloth nappy. This is what a modern day cloth nappy will look like. There we go. Very, very sweet, very cute. Comes in all different colours, designs. In the summer, I mean, it's just cuter as well when they're running around with these little brightly coloured bottoms, as opposed to like this disposable nappy. And they do come down. So we've got some prem ones. So we have supported premature babies in the area as well. So Jenni Bean Consultancy CIC, so we are a community interest company. I started 2016. We started off mostly with slings. That's where my passion comes from a mental health standpoint, but that's a whole other story. We inherited the nappy library, which did exist before us, but had gone to Aylesbury. The lady who was running it had a very unwell child, and so wasn't able to look after it, and I kind of inherited it, and that's where we started with the nappy side of things. And then it's just been a massive learning for us, huge learning curve, working with families for different goal sets. So different fabrics will have a different environmental impact. So we can work on families who either want to achieve, they just want to have a more environmentally friendly option as opposed to disposables, then we can kind of fit to that. If you want to be kind of super minimal, least amount of impact, we can also aim for that. So we also work with different fabrics and options available to families. So lots of stuff that I do face is that people instantly come up with this really it's the typical thing of everyone going, oh well, it doesn't actually improve if you use reusables as opposed to disposables, and I hear this a lot, and it's actually not allowed. It was originally put out there by P&G, Procter & Gamble, who also happen to own a huge proportion in disposable nappies, and they were very quickly even picked up and told you're not allowed to say this because that information is incorrect, and so that statement isn't allowed to be repeated by them. So you'll find it's not actually written anywhere for that reason. It came from a report from 2005 which said there wasn't any difference. However, if you dissect that report, they actually only looked at 32 families who were using cloth nappies, so the proportions were really, really out. A huge number of those weren't actually using cloth nappies full time, so again it doesn't really work out. And so if you really break it down, the real number of people using cloth nappies they looked at and took information from was 2. So that kind of puts into proportion that the information out there that people are reading and unfortunately coming across isn't accurate. So that's always something to bear in mind. The other thing is a lot of the report was looking at the full life cycle of your reusable nappy as opposed to a disposable. They only looked up to the point of manufacturing. They did not take into account the cost for waste removal, for having it kind of processed, the impact where it actually goes to landfill. None of that was actually taken into account. So that's a huge thing as well, that we're kind of trying to break down these barriers with families, with people that have had this information given to them as fact, where it's all been kind of played with a little bit, so it's a bit soft there. All of this information is available all over. If you want to ever have a look, I can share hundreds of links. So our main objective as a company from JBC side of things, we are about empowering parents. So a lot of what we do is about feel good. We want you to be successful and confident in your parenting choices. So that's kind of our main thing. And then it comes down to the green side, from the nappies and also from the slings. So you might not see how baby wearing or carrying can have a greener effect, but the way that we model our business is you can hire items. So opposed to going out and spending lots of money on numerous prams as your child grows in age, you can just hire a couple of carriers and then return them, and they go straight out to another family, and they are continuously used until the end of their natural life cycle. So again, with the nappies, you don't actually need to go out there and buy your set of nappies. What you can do is hire from us and then reuse those ones, as opposed to increasing the number of things that are being produced. Some families choose to do that, other families want to buy their own. So again, on our website you'll have full information on how to buy second-hand safely, and we support families. So if they send us information, say, is this accurate, is this nappy, you know, good quality, and we can help support them that way as well. So we also offer that as part of it. During COVID, we have been hiring a huge number of nappies, originally starting from the panic buying. Families really felt this because there was a huge lack of nappies out there. Wipes, wipes, there's a whole other thing I can go on about. So they came to us. We produced hundreds of sets of emergency nappies, which were made up of nappies that are actually donated to us from families. So we do that as well. So if a family's bought their own nappies, they can donate them to us at their life cycle carries on as well. We also made our own cloth wipes during that time period because we didn't have the money initially to pay for more cloth wipes, and we made them out of nappies that we couldn't reuse for any number of reasons. So we do those kind of projects as well. I'm always open to working with pretty much anyone. I'm always happy to talk. Happy to stand up in front of a lot of people, have questions thrown at me. It's quite within my comfort zone. Obviously, I'm not using a presentation. IT, not my comfort zone, but the rest of it I can do. So I'm always happy to work with any group, really. So quite open to that one.